Hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for being here today. I am Dr. Carrie, and this is where we come together to lift our vibrations, align with our highest and best selves, and create our ideal realities. Hello, hello. Today we are going to be talking about releasing our abundance blocks and focusing on being more abundant in our life, allowing abundance, and just emanating abundance. So, if you're interested in talking about that today, get your favorite beverage, snuggle up, grab a blanket, maybe a notepad, and let's get going. So, cheers to that. Okay. So, abundance blocks. I did an Akashic Record post the other day, and I would say most of the comments were, how do I release my abundance blocks? How do I get rid of my, how do I get more abundance? How do I remove these blocks? Where's my financial blocks? How do I unblock my finances? And so clearly that's a big one. That is a big topic. And I think, and please comment as you join in, please comment on this and let me know if you agree or disagree or if you have other ideas. But I think one of the biggest blocks that we have as a society is that money is hard to get. And then underlying, so money is scarce, money is hard to get. We all grew up, money doesn't grow on trees. What do you think I am, an ATM? Where do you think money comes from? All this kind of stuff. So we definitely have this communal belief that money is hard to get, money is scarce. And then I think underlying that, a lot of people still think that money is the root of all evil, which is a misquote. That is not what the quote is. The love of money is the root of all evil. And if I've covered this before, if you think about it in terms, nowadays, yeah, money is paper, money is our ATM, money is plastic, money is this, but it's not really the money, it's the material things. So as I coach my clients and teach my clients, it's like we make happiness your number one priority. That should always be the goal. Happiness first, and then everything else will fall into place, right? Because if you focus on money first, you will probably get the money, but that doesn't mean you get the happiness, the fulfillment, the joy, the embracing of the life. And we can look at, there's a lot of celebrities in that position where they have the fame, they have the money, they have everything at their fingertips, but yet they're still not fulfilled, and they're still not happy. So you always want to focus on your happiness first. And really that is actually, according to Abraham Hicks, when we make feeling good and happiness our number one priority, everything else will fall into place. And that's because at every minute of every day, when we manifest every second of every minute of every hour of every day, all the time. You are constantly manifesting. And a lot of people think they're manifesting the mansions on the cliff. Well, yes, but you're also manifesting what mood are you in right now, because that is the vibrational frequency you're on. The mansion on the cliff is on a different frequency. You just have to tune your dial into, I own a mansion on the cliff, and then that's manifesting. So now you've set your dial to match the frequency of what it is that you desire. So we want to set our frequency at happy and focus on happy and what makes us happy and what does happiness feel like to us and what does happiness represent to us, and just how can we find happiness in every moment, even in the darkest of times. And one thing that people don't agree with, or a lot of, a lot of turmoil in, this is pulling, the angst going on inside you, is you feel like you can't be happy until you get the mansion on the cliff, or I'll be happy when I get this, when I achieve that goal, when I find the mate, when I make the money. But when you say I won't be happy until, or I'll be happy when, what you're actually doing is programming, that came out kind of funny, programming yourself to, one, not be happy now, and all we have is now, right? So if you're just saying I can't be happy now, and now is all you have, you will constantly be unhappy. Two, you're whatever frequency you're putting out is what you're going to get back. So if you keep telling yourself, I can't be happy until I get the mansion on the cliff, you're going to get the mansion on the cliff, but you may not be happy. Just as we were explaining, it's the happiness is the goal. And then everything else is icing on the cake. Does that make sense? So when you're trying to work through abundance blocks, it's not the abundance that's the block. It's the programming that you're telling yourself. I can't be happy until there's not enough. It's the root of all evil. You know, those are the little limiting beliefs that we have that are keeping us focused on what we don't want rather than what we do want. And it is, yes, it is pretty dang hard to say, oh, I'm so happy when you're struggling to pay the bills. But that's kind of the point. If you're struggling, it's because you're focused. That's the manifestation that you are creating. The struggle is the manifestation, because and it's letting you know you're focused on what you don't want. You're focused on the absence of it. You're focused on the lack of it. You're focused on not enough money. And that is the frequency that you're sending out, right? So that's what we keep getting back. Not enough. There's not enough. There's not enough. So therefore, we don't have enough. We're struggling now. Now that we really don't have enough. There's, so all that. So you just have to stop and do whatever you can to flip the switch, to flip your frequency, and it's not gonna, well, it can happen like that. But then you would just have to keep reminding yourself. As soon as you make the decision, I am no longer going to focus on lack and I'm only going to focus on abundance, the switch has been flipped. But now you have to remind yourself, oh yeah, I flipped that switch, right? So that's when you put the little reminders on your phone to go off every half an hour that says, I am abundant. But then when you get that message, and you go, oh, I'm not abundant, then you need to say, wait, that's the old me. The new me is abundant. And that is the programming that you have to do. You could do every exercise out there: journaling, scripting, EFT, meditation, walking on fire. You could do everything out there, but if you still just have that little belief in you that says, there is no money. Money comes from outside of me. Money isn't, you know, I am not in control of the money that I make, then that's going to keep you in that negative, I mean, in that frequency. The frequency of lack, the frequency of it not enough, the frequency of it's not here, the frequency of I have no control, the frequency, those are all just frequencies. And then you just have to choose a different frequency, a different vibration, and that is your emotions. So when you think about money, let's just do it right now. Just think about money. Think about your bank account. Think about the balance in your bank account. How does that feel? You're like, okay, rent's due in a couple of days. So how does that feel with the money I have in my account right now? How does it feel that it's still another week till paycheck time? Or how do so, and then you feel it in your body. Do you feel tense? Do you feel tight? Do you feel sick to your stomach? Do you feel, do you feel good? Do you feel happy? Do you feel okay? And then whatever it is that you're feeling, if you feel good, hold that feeling and say, yes, that's awesome. I feel great. But if you feel, tight or worried or stressed, find out where in the body you're feeling it. I mentioned tight chest. I mentioned, upset stomach. Sometimes we get tension headaches. Sometimes it's just, your heart hurts because you can't provide for your family, or whatever the case may be, wherever you're going through. Where does it hurt? A lot of people just, lower back pain is related to money stress. So if you have back pain, sciatic pain, just hip pain, any of that kind of stuff, that can all be related to money stress. So even if you just think about money and you're like, well, I don't really feel anything. How do you feel overall? How do you feel when you go to sleep at night? How do you feel, where all of a sudden the aches and pains start coming out? And you're like, where did that come from? So just think of it and you just hold it. Hold it and love it. And every message that we have, the fears, the tight chest, the upset stomachs, those are all messages to let us know that we are focused on what we don't want rather than what we do want. And to take that to the next level, it's not necessarily it's also that we are not remembering who we really are. We are infinite spiritual beings in a body having a human existence. We are loved. We are in a loving universe. We're here to expand the universe. We're here for growth. We're here for experience. We're here to have fun. We are here to create. We are the creators on this planet. The dinosaurs were here, and there's the same matter that was here when the dinosaur roamed the earth is the same matter that we have today that we're using to create cell phones and skyscrapers and jet planes and all that stuff, right? So that is, you think of that as expansion and growth and change. And the dinosaurs didn't worry about money. Animals don't worry about money. That's a human thing. That's a thing that we've created. So we get to create how we feel about it. We get to create how we want it to flow in our life. Money is just energy. And we have to embrace that energy and love that energy and love ourselves in that energy, right? And so we have to practice it daily. Flip your switch daily. If you're worried about money every morning say, I'm flipping my switch. I am now abundant. And Michael Bernard Beckwith gives us that there's 4 layers, 4 levels of existence. Level 1 is victim mode, and that's life is happening to me, right? And that means, that means you feel like you have no control. You don't have enough money because your boss doesn't like you. You don't have enough money because society's out to get you. It's like the victim mode, right? And then the second level is the manifester. And I may have skipped one. Anyway, the second level is life is happening for me. And that's where you're like, yeah, I'm the manifester. I have the power. I can create. I can do this. So that's a great step. That means you've taken charge. You've taken control. You're like, yes, I can do this. And then but then there's 2 more levels after that, which is really cool, right? So then the third level is life is happening through me, meaning you are the conduit through which life flows, and you are that's when you take inspired action. That's when you listen to your intuition. That's when you're out there doing things. And then the fourth level is life is happening as me. And that's when you just feel, oh, I don't know, my throat gurgled. That's when you understand the peace of life, like literally peace and tranquility and the joy of life. And you know, not just believe, not just have faith, not just have hope, but you know that heaven is on earth right here, right now, in this time space. And that all of our needs are met. And that there's nothing that we need to do except for to just be in that place, be in that knowing, be in that vibration of bliss. And now these levels we probably go through each of these levels every day in different subjects. But when you become aware of what you're doing, you go, oh, okay, this, I could be at a level 2 or 3 possibly at work, but in my relationships, maybe I'm a 1. Or, in my relationships, I'm probably like a 3, it's like great. And I can't wait to take it to the next level and all that kind of stuff. And, but it's just, so you get to play with it and you have fun with it and you realize where you are and where you are today and where you were yesterday and where you want, plot out, play with it where you want to be tomorrow and all that kind of stuff. But just when we feel like, when we're, first of all, if you're focused on what block do I need to let go of, you're focused on the block. Does that make sense? You're not even focused on money. You're not even focused on abundance. You're focused on the block, and that's like this. So you need to turn your attention away from that and focus on happiness. And it's like I don't know if this is a good example or not, because I want you to think of a race, running a hurdler's race. Not that we were running a race, there's no race, but you have the finish line, you have the goal, you have the outcome that you desire. And that is what you want to keep your focus on, put your attention on, is happiness, joy, bliss, abundance, wonderful, and then when a hurdle or a block comes up, you just easily go over it because you're like, I don't need that in my life anymore. I don't need that limiting belief. I don't need to think that that I have to struggle. It's interesting because so many, I don't know if they still have this or not, I'm sure they do, but so many artists thought they had to be a struggling artist. And so therefore they were the ones keeping themselves at that in the struggle. So it's, why aren't we everybody say, oh, I'm a successful artist. I'm a happy artist, but no, they're the starving artists. They're the, struggling artists. They're the this. So what is it that you think about when you think about money? What was it that your parents talked about? What was it that was going on in your childhood? I mean, you don't even have to go back that far if you don't remember. What's happening literally right now in your life when you think about money? And then you want to clear that out. And you say, I no longer wish to have this, literally pull that thought out and throw it away. I teach you guys tapping. I teach you tapping. I teach you tricks. I teach you this, but literally you just need to get that thought out and flick it away. So, but while you're focused on happiness, so the work is, what does happiness feel like to me? What does happiness mean to me? What would I be doing right now if I was completely happy? And it's, the more you stay in the vibration of happiness, that's going to open your channels up to opportunities and people and just right place, right time, right, that's the people who are lucky, right? You're like, how do they do that? How are they so lucky? And it's just because they're in the zone, they're in the flow, they're living it in the moment, but they understand that life is on our side, luck is on our side, love is on our side, money is on our side. But it's over, it's where we want it to be, and not, but most of us are focused over here going, where is it, where is it, where is it? Does that make sense? So your job for this week is, your home play for this week is to make lists of what happiness feels like to you. What do you do that makes you happy? Do you love reading? Do you love writing? Do you love dancing? Do you love singing? Do you love playing with your kids? Do you love being outside? Do you love the rain? It's raining right now. I love the rain. What is it that just, what feels good to you? What feels fun to you? What makes you smile? And and then you want to say, and of course there's so many excuses that we can come up with because we're of the old programming, like, well, I love to travel but we can't go anywhere right now. Yes, you can. You can get your car or on your bike or wherever you means of transportation, and you can still go to the park. You can go to drive through and you can pretend that that drive through is the same, we have we have Taco Bells in Italy, right? So you can just, pretend and play and laugh and enjoy and put yourself in the moment of no excuses. Have fun now. My power is now. My happiness is now. That's all I have is right now. And if you think about all the time and years that you've possibly wasted waiting for someday, one day, when, and it never happens, and you're like, well, it must be because I'm blocked. It's not because you're blocked, it's because you're keeping it from you. So yeah, have fun with that this week. And this goes for anything that you're trying to manifest: the love of your life, the job of your dreams, early retirement, even that vacation. Just you're writing out what makes you happy. Technically, you could take it a step further and say, what are you grateful for? But that's still same. It's still in those higher frequencies of joy, fun, bliss, love. What do you love to do? Petting your cat, coloring. Um, when was the last time you got out, bought a coloring book and actually colored and just, played with it? And it's like, are you going to color inside the lines or outside the lines? What is it? What would you do? You can do anything. You get a blank piece of paper. You don't have to be the best artist in the world. Just color, because it takes you out and you're focused on something. And it's just something fun and pleasurable. We carved pumpkins over the weekend, and time flew by. It was crazy. And so work on that this week. See how that shifts you for 30 days, really. And as you're doing it, you want to program it in. Say, this is how I choose to feel now. And this is how I choose to feel now. This is how I'm choosing to feel now. Happy. I love this. I'm having so much fun. And you want to write as many as you are enjoying it. Because if you say, oh, I have to do 30, come up with 30 things every day for 30 days, that might be overwhelming. But it's more impactful if you just said, I really love this coffee, and just sat with that coffee for 5 minutes and just said, I love, and felt love and appreciation of something that you really enjoy. That's so much more powerful than writing. We all know how much how many times that we have to, the whole point of it being repetitive. Yes, the whole point of pen to paper is powerful. Yes, but if you're not enjoying the process, then it's working against you. That's my point. So the point is to enjoy it and to be in the moment and to love and appreciate what you have right now, and then know that will grow. The more you value what you have now, the love will grow, the abundance will grow, because we'll get to level 4 where we understand that life is happening as us. And we are pure love. We are pure positive energy. We just have these little meat suits on that are blocking, that make us forget that we're pure positive energy. So the work is to just relax into the knowing. And it's hard work, possibly. It's harder for some than others. Some of us are more stubborn than others. But that's why you can see people out there who are successful and living the life that you want to live and having the relationships that you want to have and doing the things that you want to do. And you're like, why not me? And then that's because you're in victim mode. So you just say, oh, it can be me. That is me. I see it in them, and therefore it's in me. So I'm going to practice what I think that's going to feel like. And I'm going to feel it now, and I feel it in my heart. And anywhere that I feel tense or stressed or negative or worried or anything like that, I'm just going to hold it and breathe into it until it relaxes. And I want to keep that up, and I'll do it again and again for as long as I need to, until my bank account starts getting bigger and the love of my life is smiling at me, and I am living heaven on earth. So this is for everybody. This is your birthright. This is what you deserve, nothing less. So Let me know how you do with that. Let me know if you have any questions on that. I don't, oh, I don't see any comments, so I'm not ignoring you if you are here. It just sometimes it doesn't post that there's comments. I don't know why. So, um, if you left a comment, I will get back to you. And if you have any other comments on this, let me know. Let me know how you go this week. And I have a YouTube channel that I would like for you to subscribe to, so that would be wonderful. Please subscribe. And in the meantime, let's follow our bliss, live our passion, and create our success, because life is what we make it. So let's make it fun and wonderful and fabulous. And always, always, always remember that you deserve a life full of love, magic, and miracles. I love you all. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.